Good morning, students. Welcome to today's class. As you all know, we have already discussed the chapter The Tsunami. There we found many different stories of the people who suffered during the tsunami from various parts of the world. And in today's class, we will be looking at the working with the text, especially the questions that are given in your textbook. We would try to attempt it. Okay, so please, you may also participate in it. Now let us move into the questions. Working with the text. First question: discuss the following questions in class, then write your own answers. Okay, I'd be giving you some tips, dear children. So these tips would be helping you to attempt or answer these questions. And over this platform, it is difficult for me to write the answer for you. Complete answer cannot be written over here. However, I would be trying to give you the hints. Now let us come to the first question. When he felt the earthquake, do you think Ignatius immediately worried about tsunami? Give reasons for your answer. Which sentence in the text tells you that Ignatius' family did not have any time to discuss and plan their course of action after the tsunami struck? So this is the first question, and I believe I think you must be able to reconnect it with the story of Ignatius. Who was Ignatius? Actually, Ignatius and his family, they had been to Nankauri Island, and they were there to celebrate the Christmas festival. They had gone there for the Christmas, and all of a sudden, on 26th of December morning, the wife of Ignatius came and woke him off, and she told Ignatius about the shaking of earth or an earthquake. Soon after hearing this, Ignatius and all the members of the family, they rushed out of the house. They didn't have time to speak to one another. They didn't have time to make a plan where to move and how to move, okay, what to carry. So they didn't get time to plan all those things. So all of a sudden, Ignatius and his family members rushed out. So this shows that they could not plan at home, means what to be done if the tremor continues or if there would be a tsunami. So they had no such planning in their mind. Clear? They had never expected that the tremor or the earthquake would cause a huge tsunami which would sweep them away completely. Right? So this can be seen found in the text. You may find it very easily. Just I'll be showing you. Okay, in the page number, I think in the page number 28 you find 28 or 27, right? I'll just show you. Yeah, come to page number 25. There you find it. Okay, the answer of this question, question number 1, you find it. What is here? What is written here? You just see. Ignatius was the manager of cooperative society in Kachal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. Ignatius carefully took his television set off his table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Then the family rushed out of the house. This shows that the family did not speak to each other, they didn't make any plan. If it continues, if the tremor continues, and if it causes a huge wave to come and destroy them, what would be their next move? सो दे कुड नॉट प्लान ऑल दिस थिंग्स. उन्होंने इस सब चीज़ों की तैयारी नहीं कर पाई. सो दिस इज द sentence that tells you, this paragraph tells you that they had no such planning, right? So now let us move to question number 2. Now the question number 2 says that, question number 2, here some words are given in the box, right, as you can see on my screen. Which words in the list below describe Sanjeev in your opinion? Okay, do you remember Sanjeev? Who was Sanjeev? Sanjeev was the police officer or policeman who saved many families there, right? He could have ignored it, but he was a dutiful, he was a thoughtful, he was a brave and a, cheerful, heroic personality, and that is why he could not see the people being swept away by the huge waves of tsunami. So immediately he put his life in danger and he started saving the people. He started, trying to save the people. Now we would try to, explain this particular words given in the box. Cheerful, I think you know the meaning of cheerful. हसमुख जो रहता है. Ambitious, okay, ambitious मतलब जो उच्चाभिलाषी हो, who has some ambition in life to do. Okay, ambitious, maybe you have the ambition to do a great job, or or you have the ambition to serve the society, so you will be called ambitious. Brass means, it's not a good word. Brass means arrogant, गुस्से वाला, grumpy. Okay, one who is not friendly, you can see, who looks very, unfriendly. Brave, बहुत बहादुर. Careless, one who doesn't care. Heroic means one who acts like an hero. Selfless, does not care about self, does not bother about his own thing. Okay, it means selfless human being, they can serve the country. Only the selfless human being can serve the country. Heartless means nirday, one who doesn't have a heart. Okay. Humorous means one who has the sense of humor, जो कि बड़ा मज़ेदार बातें करता है, हंसा सकता है लोगों को. ठीक है. See, he is called a humorous. So let us see which words would be fit properly for our police officer Sanjeev. Let us try to find it. I don't know if Sanjeev was cheerful. I don't know, मैं नहीं जानता whether Sanjeev was cheerful, selfless. Selfless would not be a good word here. Cheerful, ambitious, okay, and humorous. I don't know whether Sanjeev was ambitious or not. We even don't know whether Sanjeev was humorous or not. So these things are not being reflected in the text. ये हमें टेक्स्ट में नहीं पता चल पाता, टेक्स्ट से हमें इसके बारे में जानकारी नहीं मिल पाती. That's why we say that I don't know if Sanjeev was cheerful, ambitious, or what, humorous. Now let us come to the second one. I think that he was very brave. Obviously he was very brave. Okay, ब्रेव वही होता है, उसने अपनी बहादुरी दिखाई. उसने मतलब वो मेघना के परिवार के लोगों को बचाने के लिए उसने he jumped into the water and tried to save them. Okay, so that shows his bravery. So he was brave. You can hear you say he was selfless also. Selfless, right? Selfless, because he did not care about himself. He put his family back and jumped into the water. That shows his selflessness. Okay, and heroic. Clear, right? And heroic. Okay. Similarly, third one, Sanjeev was not heartless. Obviously he was not heartless. He was not careless also. And he was not brass. Okay, Sanjeev was a very, very good personality. He was selfless, heroic, and a brave man. Okay, now let us come to the next question. how are Meghna and Alma's stories similar? Okay, do you remember the character Meghna and Alma in this particular chapter? Okay, Meghna was the 13-year-old girl. Okay, 13-year-old girl who could survive in the sea for 2 long days with the support of a wooden door. Do you remember it? Okay, wooden door. With the support of a wooden door, she could survive in the sea for 2 long days, and after 2 days she was being swept away and carried to the beach, and then some people were there to rescue her, and she was admitted in a hospital in the Andaman. Right? Clear? So, and who was Alma? Alma's story, you remember? Alma lost everybody in her family, even her grandfather, okay, grandmother, father, mother, everybody were swept away by the huge waves. Okay, unfortunately, this Alma, okay, she also survived, and how he survived, dramatically, with the help of he got into a log of wood. He got onto a log of wood. Here comes the similarity, right? Both were saved by a piece of wood. Alma was also saved by a piece of wood. Meghna was also saved by a wooden door. Okay, so that's the similarity, and both of them, you know, don't know what happened with them. Okay, but when they woke up, when they got their sense back, जब उनका sense वापस आया, when they got their sense back, they were found to be in the hospital. They found themselves inside the hospital. So that's the similarity, that Meghna and Alma both survived the huge waves of tsunami dramatically, okay, with the help of wooden doors and log of wood, right? And when they got their sense back, they were found to be in the hospital, right? So that's how these two stories are similar. Clear? And one more thing also, that these two children, they had lost their everything. They had lost all the family members, right? Now let us move to the next question, dear. Question number 4. What are the different ways in which Tilly's parent could have reacted to her behavior? What would you have done if you were there in her place? Okay, oh, that's a beautiful question again. See, means, now you see, what are the different ways in which Tilly's parents, do you remember Tilly? Tilly, a British schoolgirl who could save many people in the beach of Thailand, while celebrating Christmas with her family members. Okay, when she found the sea waves rising and moving towards the beach, right? And found huge tides coming in the sea, then she connected it. She remembered the lesson taught by her geography teacher and tried to establish the relationship, and she thought that it's going to be devastative, it's going to be a tsunami, it may be a tsunami. Then she started screaming hysterically, and she requested, appealed, she cried out loudly, and she just asked everybody to vacate the beach, right? In this way she could you know uh, help the people save their life on that day. Now, what is the question? What are the different ways in which Tilly's parents could have reacted to her behavior? In what ways Tilly's parent could have reacted? Right? This were the possibilities. Right? We were not there on the spot, but we can imagine simply that how the parents could have reacted. Number one, I think they could have asked the child to keep quiet. Okay, they could have asked Tilly to keep quiet, right? Second, they could have requested others to leave the beach. They could have requested others to leave the beach, right? Means we have two probabilities. First one is that they could have asked Tilly to keep quiet because she was shouting, she was screaming hysterically, and that was not supposed to be the way one should behave among the people, and that's why, okay, they could have asked Tilly to keep quiet, right? They could have asked Tilly to keep quiet. Second, they could have requested others to leave the beach. In the second context, they could have, helped their child, and they could have helped others to, you know, requested others to leave the beach also, right? So in this way, we have the two probabilities over here, right? Now, what would you have done if you were there in their place? Suppose you were there. Suppose you were the parents of Tilly. How you would have reacted on that particular case? Okay? I think I, as a very careful human being who doesn't want to hurt the sentiment of others, I suppose, in my personal view, I would have asked my daughter Tilly to keep quiet. To keep quiet. Why, if my daughter would shout in the beach, then people would say that, oh, the girl has gone mad, okay, or she is a mannerless child, right? I may have behaved like that. Clear? Because I also had no idea about tsunami, what a tsunami is and how it comes, okay, and how the sea behaves during a tsunami. What are the precautions to be taken? Being ignorant about tsunami, I think I would have asked Tilly to keep quiet like her parents also. Okay, so that's all. Now let us move to the next question. Question number 5. If Tilly's award was to be shared, who do you think she should share it with, her parents or her geography teacher? Very good question. वेरी इंटेलिजेंट क्वेश्चन माय डियर चिल्ड्रन. ये सबसे बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है कि यहाँ पर अगर जब भी किसी को अवार्ड मिलता है, वन आई थिंक आप लोग अवार्ड शो वगैरह देखते हो ना, यू मस्ट बी वॉचिंग अवार्ड शो वगैरह, फिल्म फेयर हो गया या कोई भी अवार्ड शो हो गया, राइट, जी सिनेमा अवार्ड्स, स्टार awards. So in all those, whenever an actor or actresses is being awarded, okay, with a memento or is being given a recognition, whom do they, thank? Whom do they give the credit? They obviously give the credit to the parents who helped them, who really were there as a source of inspiration, who really were there, as a hope for them and, stood behind them to support them in times of difficulty. But now let us see, who do you think deserves to be credited in this particular case? If Tilly's award was to be shared, who do you think, आपके हिसाब से, who do you think she should share it? Who deserves it more, her parents or her geography teacher? Dear children, when it comes to this particular context, I suppose, मुझे लगता है, I suppose this should have been shared with her geography teacher. This should have been shared with her geography teacher, because the geography teacher had taught a beautiful lesson and she had rightly been able to, put all those things in the mind of her learner, okay, which could save the life of many people on that day, right? So because of the effectiveness of her class, because of the ways she had taught to Tilly, okay, and had made the learner a very careful learner, right, a very sensitive learner, because of that, I think this award must be shared with geography teacher, okay. Her parents also definitely helped on that day, and they also started, requesting the people, okay, but obviously the credit must go to geography teacher. Next question. What are the two different ideas about why so few animals were killed in the tsunami? Which idea do you think find more believable? Okay, first of all, you must remember that what were the two ideas that are written in the textbook. Let us discuss first. Some of the people, they believed that the animals possess a sixth sense. The animals possess a sixth sense, and because of that sixth sense, they get informations about the things that are going to happen in the nature in advance. Okay, it is one of the theory. And the second theory was, the acute sense of hearing. The acute sense of hearing. The acute sense of hearing helps the animals to listen to the sounds of the nature, to listen to the sounds of the tremor, to listen to the sounds of the earthquake. Okay, and help them move to a safer place, right? So out of these two, which do you think seems to be more believable? Okay, obviously they have acute sense of hearing, but I do believe this acute sense of hearing is not that believable, and I find the sixth sense propositions to be more believable. I think the animals have got a sixth sense which really help them to sense about the things that are going to happen in the nature, going to come in the nature, right? So according to me, the sixth sense seems to be a believable one. Okay, although the sixth sense has not been discovered till now, right? Animals and the zoologists, they are still trying to find out what the sixth sense is and how it works, how it functions, right? But till now they have not been able to discover, but still it seems to be a believable theory for me, right? Now, working with language. So now we have done with the working with the text. Now we shall try to discuss working with language. Go through part 1 carefully and make a list of as many words as you can find that indicate movement of different kinds. There is one word that occurs repeatedly. Count how many times. Put them into three categories: first movement, slow movement, neither slow nor fast. Can you explain why there are many words in the column and not in the others? Right? Paragraph, you have to find this one in the paragraph number 1. Okay. So now we will move to question number 2. This can be searched by you in the paragraph number 1 also, in the part number 1, sorry, part number 1. You can search it, or if you are unable to solve this one, I may come in the next video. So let us to be very time bound, we have to move first. Number 2, fill in the blanks with the sentences given below. The verbs given in the brackets will give you a clue. The earth trembled. Okay, but the not but not many people could felt the tremor. Could felt the tremor. Okay, here, but not many people could felt the tremor. So which form of tremble is used here? Tremor or trembling. But not many people could felt the trembling of earth, right? Or tremor. When the Jew was flooded, there was a lot of confusion and many animals escaped into the countryside. There was a lot of confusion. It's confusion. Confusion. Sion. Okay. There was a lot of confusion. Okay. We heard with Dex that the lion had been recaptured. Relief. So this is going to be relief. Relief. We heard with relief that the lion had been recaptured. Right? The zookeeper was struck in a tree and his Dex was filmed by the TV crew. The zookeeper was stuck in a tree and is rescued. There will be no change. Rescue itself is a verb as well as a noun form. Okay, and his rescue was filmed by the TV crew. There was much in the village when the snake charmer came visiting. There was much excitement in the village. Excitement, M-A-N-T would be added. There was much excitement in the village when the snake charmer came visiting. Now, study sentences A and sentences B. Then what we have to do? Compare the sentence A to the ones in B. Who is the doer of the action in every case? Is the doer mentioned in A or in B? Notice the verbs in A. Was swept away, was hit, were washed away, were found. They are in the passive form. The sentences are in the passive voice. These sentences, the focus is not on the person who does the action. In B, the doer of the action is named. So that is called active voice, right? So here you see the first in the column A, the sentences are written in passive form, right? And here the sentences are written in active form. Clear? How will you get to know that whether a sentence is written in passive form or active form? It's very simple. अगर was, where, ठीक है, इसके साथ अगर verb का third form लगा हुआ है, if there is the third form of the verb, then that indicates the passive form. It was done, third form of the verb. Okay, they were killed. Okay, the houses were destroyed. Okay, they were carried away. So these all are what you know, passive form. Clear? Right? Whereas in the passive form, you know, the doer is not important. The doer of the activity is not important. Okay, 5 elephants were killed yesterday. Suppose I tell you a sentence, 5 elephants were killed yesterday. 5 elephants were killed yesterday. So here, who killed is not important here. Who killed is not important, means the doer of the activity is not important. But when it comes to the active voice, there the doer plays an important role. अगर वही सेंटेंस को मैं बोलूँगा यहाँ पर, तो मैं क्या बोलूँगा? राजू killed 5 elephants yesterday. Raju killed 5 elephants yesterday. So the victim is Raju here, right? Clear? So Raju is the accused, right? Raju killed 5 elephants yesterday. लेकिन उसी को जब हम पैसिव में बोलते हैं, 5 elephants were killed yesterday. We don't have to mention whether they were killed by Raju or they were killed by somebody else. Okay, so that is not important. So doer is not important in the passive form. Is that clear? So I hope it is clear. Like Meghna was swept away. Okay, Meghna was swept away by whom? किसके द्वारा? That is not important. She was swept away, but she was swept away with the waves. तो उसको अगर एक्टिव में लिखेंगे तो the waves swept Meghna away. Alma's grandfather was hit on the head. Who hit? Something hit Meghna's grandfather on the head. 60 visitors were washed away. Who washed away? Means what washed away? The waves washed away 60 visitors. No animal carcasses were found. Okay. Found by whom? Found by human beings, found by people. So here the doer is mentioned in the second case. People did not find any animal carcasses. So in this way, my dear children, I'll be coming out a video with on this particular active and passive voice, how to change an active voice into a passive voice, right? Clear? The change of voice, and so that you will be more comfortable with it. Okay, so I hope you have understood today's discussion. Please go through the book again and complete this work. Thank you and have a good day.